All right, y'all. So if you watched my last video, we're talking about the 1,000 no challenge. Finally figured out the name for it. But I want to say on this first episode, we're going to be talking about if you're going to be doing this challenge or if you're just going to be trying a bunch of things and just seeing what happens just to, spice your life up. The first thing I want to talk about is allowing yourself to make what you want to be known. You want to put it out there into the universe so the universe can respond and send it to you no matter what is happening in your current situation. Always be in a state of receptivity no matter what your circumstance looks like. And for an example, for me, I'm going to take it back to like my early childhood years when I've always been this way as early as I can remember. So I was 14, I was graduating middle school, and I was currently living with my grandmother, and my mom, she got out on her own because my mom was a single mom, and she got her own place, and she moved to another city. And so I was going to have to go to a different school. Wasn't happy about it at all because I had grown up with all these kids and I really wanted to go to high school with them, but my mom didn't want me to remain going to the local school in that area because she believed that it wouldn't be a good school. So I was like, I don't want to go to that school. And just a backstory. So for me going to high school, I really wanted to be in a performing arts program. So I was thinking either I would go to the local school in my area or go to the performing arts school. But because she wanted me to go to the school in another city, I hope y'all following, I wouldn't have those options. So she was like, okay, well, if you want to stay with your friends, you can either go to the school that her husband was teaching at or go with her to that new school, new city. And I was like, I don't want to go to a school where there's a parent. Absolutely not. So what ended up happening was I ended up having to go to that new school in the area that she was living in. And believe it or not, it was a performing arts school. And so it's funny because we had no idea. So when we got there, I was enrolling. It was a little late for enrollment, but luckily what had happened was I missed the auditions, but my mom went to the office, she talked to the people, and we were able to meet the director. And she just asked me quick questions because primarily my experience was in ballet and a couple of other styles, but ballet was for auditioning. So we met with the director and she just asked me if I knew certain poses in ballet, and I did the poses and I got in. So I didn't have to do like an audition, like a full audition, choreography or anything like that. I automatically got in. But I say all that to say, like, even at that young age, I had a desire to do something. I made it known. And even though my circumstance was completely different and being at that young age, it was out of my control. Yes, I had some choices, but I had no idea about school systems or programs or anything. I just knew I wanted to go to the performing arts program. And so even though my circumstances changed and were out of control, the universe still provided for me to be able to be a part of the performing arts program. And on the back end, I kind of thought later on, like, did my mom know that it was a performing? No, she didn't know. This was just an area that she ended up moving to that is so likely had a school that had performing arts. Also, on the flip side, down here in the South, we have cheerleaders that do stomp and shake. And I went to a primarily white school, and the cheerleading team was not a stomp and shake team. My dream was to become a stomp and shake cheerleader in high school, and the high school I was going to go to before my mom moved was not that way. So when we ended up moving to this new school, it was a stomp and shake cheer team. So it was two birds with one stone for me. So I got to do cheerleading and I got to do the dance program. But I say all that to say, I'm getting excited telling you all the story, that when you allow yourself to make your request known despite your circumstances and despite everything seeming out of control, allow yourself to remain in a state of receptivity, because you may be surprised about what the universe does for you. So as you're going on this journey of rejection, I want you to kind of like pivot, right? Like, why not let me be receptive, right? Despite whether I get accepted into something or not, whether I get yeses or nos, I'm making my request known and I'm allowing myself to be in a position of receptivity to see how creative the universe is going to get in providing me with what I want to experience. So yeah, listen along, but thank you for listening.